I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that guy used to do metal detecting videos on YouTube. Well, I'm back. I am back with another video, guys, and I am so sorry it's been so long since I've been out and recorded a video, but a lot has happened since then. But I'm pleased to say I'm back out. It's the summer, it's August, it's very grey in the sky, so hopefully it's not going to rain. But I'm back out in an old field that I've done a few years ago, but it looks to be quite a promising field. It's got a little bit of history in this field. It's quite close to a river, and it's got a little lime kiln next to us, just in behind those bushes. Might be able to show you that in a little while. And yeah, it's recently been ploughed. Well, actually, it was ploughed at the beginning of the year, and I managed to get in here just before he seeded it, and I spent about 3 hours in here. It was just a mud bath, really, to be honest with you, but great fun. And I didn't really find an awful lot. I found a Victorian silver baby rattle, which was quite cool. And then I made my way to the left of the field, and towards the end of the day I pulled out quite a large, very worn Roman Sestertius coin, and I was like, wow, there's certainly no Roman activity around here, or not as far as I know. And ever since I found it, I've been dying to get back in this field, and today is the day when we are back in this field. It's recently been cut down. There's a little bit of grass growing in it now, so I've left it probably a little bit too long, but I think we're going to be able to hopefully get some good stuff in here today, guys. So enough waffling, let's do some detecting, and I'll film it as we go. Wish me luck. Okay, so today, as usual, I am using the XP Deus. I'm using my own program, which is the Forager program, and if you're a regular to the channel, you'll know about the program and hopefully would have tried it. I have slightly tweaked it a little bit for this ground today, just because, as you can see, there's sort of all of this swath really still floating around, so I'm a bit worried that I'm not going to be able to get the coil as close to the ground as I want. So what I've done is I've reduced the frequency to 12 kilohertz. I sometimes use 12, I sometimes use 18 on the Forager, really depends on your ground. And what else have I done? Oh yeah, reactivity, gone down to 2, hopefully just to you know, try and get a bit more depth. Don't think it's going to be too much of an issue, because there's quite quiet ground really. It's not very noisy, not a lot of iron or shot or anything like that in there. And what else have I done? Yeah, no, sensitivity is on 93, and I'm using the 9-inch coil, which I'm hoping is just going to be able to sort of get in between all of these little bits really. It seems to be doing alright at the moment. And it's a nice light coil. I like using the 9-inch, you know. I know it's not quite as deep as the other ones, but it's a very, very nice coil to swing all day, which is definitely what you want when you're detecting. Okay, so we've got our very first target down here. It's not the best target, but as I've not had much else, I'll be quite keen to find out what it is, so let's give it a dig. So jumping around the scales really, this one sort of goes from 54 to 85, bit of everything really. And lo and behold, now it's completely gone. That's never a good sign. Pretty close to the top. It's gone quite a trashy sort of sound now. It does actually remind me a little bit of a piece of coke, so I'm really hoping it isn't. But it is only my first target, so we're not actually going to know until we've found it. So let's give it a go at trying to find it. Seems to be in this piece. really doesn't sound very good, and actually I can see it now. So unfortunately it is exactly what I thought it would be. It's a big old piece of coke, and that was what's causing the little blip and it causing it to jump around. So it definitely wasn't a solid target, but I'm going to adjust it slightly to see if I can eliminate that, which might possibly be down to the reactivity. So yeah, that's what it is, guys. Big piece of coke, first target. Let's find some good stuff. Okay guys, so this is my second target of the day. I was walking along, I was over that side of the field to begin with, and then I sort of started walking along here in lines, and this side of the field is actually very close to where I found that very warm Cistercius last time I was here at the beginning of the year. And I've just dug this hole, and I guarantee you this is my second signal. I didn't do a live dig because it didn't sound that great, and I thought, well, I'll just see what it is and we'll go from there. But I've dug it, took me a little while to find it, and something has popped out, which I've actually forgotten where it is now. Oh, it's over here. Yeah, so something has popped out, and I'm not 100% sure what it is, but it looked interesting. So I thought I'll go and get the camera, because I left the camera near the last hole, and I ran over and got the camera, and I just want to show you what this looks like. Now, I think I know what it looks like. Where has it gone? So weird. It was here a minute ago. Alright, so okay, so it's in here. So it's another big coin, and I don't know whether or not if it's Roman or whether it's just like an old Victorian coin, but it's definitely a big one. So let's have a little look. I don't think it's Roman, just by looking at it. I definitely don't think this is Roman, because it's got quite a nice tapered milled edge to it, but it's definitely a big coin, and it wasn't even a great signal. But there certainly seems to be a lot more over this side of the field, and it was my second target, so I'm chuffed with that. So I don't want to clean it up too much, because I'm afraid I'm going to rub any of the detail off it, but I will give it a little clean, and I'll just show you what it looks like after a light clean, so that we can try and identify what it is. Okay, so I've given it a little clean, and unfortunately it's not a big Roman. Got a bit excited then. It's actually a very, very poor condition 1959 half crown. Probably one of the worst condition half crowns I've ever seen, to be honest. But yep, that's what it is. Nice big coin, just very, very worse for wear. Oh well, on to the next one. Okay, so we've got another target down here. Quite a repeatable target, sounds quite close to the top. Definitely worth a dig, this one. So let's have a look, see what it is. We'll do this one live this time, just in case it is something good. Although chances are now it's live, it's probably not going to be. Probably a Coke can or something like that. So missed it completely with that first dig there. But luckily we don't have to be too neat with the ground, because the farmer's going to plough it up again soon. So yeah, it doesn't matter if we don't put it back exactly as is, but even though it's going to get ploughed, it's still important to put the ground back, just as a sign of respect, really. Right, where's this one? There we go, it's disappeared altogether. Somewhere in these little bits here. Oh, here we go. And it is another coin. But again, it looks like another crusty, possibly a crusty Victorian coin, this one. Can't really see a lot of detail on it. fact it's very flat. It's very, very flat indeed. Yeah, it's not really a lot on there unfortunately, but it is another coin. Seems to be a lot of coins around this particular area, so it's definitely worth sticking with this area and see what comes out. Okay guys, so I've just had another signal down here. I did dig this one out, and it was a lovely target. It's probably the best sounding target I've had all day, and I've been here for about an hour now. I did find it, picked it out, and I did find this lovely little Tudor style buckle. Really nice. And that's the back of it there. So yeah, I'd probably say sort of 16th, 17th century on that one. Would have had a pin going through here, and obviously the strap would have looped through there. But yeah, that's quite a nice little find, that one. Probably the best find of the day so far. Okay, so I've just had another little target down here. I did dig this one out. It was, again, quite a nice target. Very much in the same place of the field as the last sort of couple of coins and the spectacle buckle. And I have found it here. And I haven't found one of these for quite a while actually, but it's quite a nice one. I'll show you. So this is like a little watch winder, and you can see that it was quite decorative at one point, and it actually had a bit of gold gilding around it. So yeah, it would have been quite a nice one. But that's pretty cool. Another little find for the bag. Let's move on and see what else we can get. Okay guys, so I've got another little signal here. Has popped out the ground. I've partially filled the hole, as you can see. And it's just quite a nice little round thing. I don't really know what it is at this stage, but it does look quite interesting. I mean, on first impressions it looks like an old button. I mean, in fact it very much resembles an old button, if I'm honest with you. But again, I don't really want to clean it too much at this stage. But on the back here, you can definitely see it's got a pin and there's something going through the loop. So it's quite an interesting button, because whatever it was attached to is actually still part of the shank there in the back. So yeah, it's quite a nice find, that one. And again, exactly where I was finding those other little coins and things. So it's a nice little hot spot this side of the field. But I don't want to clean it too much with my fingers. I'm just going to give it a light spray and a bit of a clean, and then I'll show you what it is, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I've given it a little clean. It's definitely a little button. Looks to me like a little sort of military style button, this one. You can see it's got the star, possibly a shield in the centre of it as well. So this is definitely off some sort of military garment. But at this stage I couldn't tell you exactly what it is, what regiment or anything like that. So that's definitely one to research later on. So we'll definitely keep that one, give it a better clean later, and see if we can find a bit more information about it. Okay, so we've got another target. We're going to do a live dig on this one. It's quite a nice little perky signal, this one. It's ringing in at a solid sort of 64, 65. Nice and loud. Should be quite close to the surface. Let's give it a go. Now, I was in this field 2 weeks ago, and there was hardly any grass in here at all. And now the grass, there you go, it's come out. And now the grass is it's pretty long. So yeah, all the fertiliser and nitrates and stuff that the farmers put in their fields certainly makes the grass grow. And I mean, give it a couple of more weeks, I don't reckon I'd be able to detect this at all, because it's just growing so fast. Oh, here we go. Yes, there's definitely something here. Oh, it's quite interesting too. Have a look at this. So this is what's just come out. Don't really know what it is. First impressions, I thought it was one of those clothes hooks that you get for the garments, but it's got two rivets here which might suggest that it actually attached to something. It's got this little decorative bit at the top there, but yeah, it looks pretty old. That does look pretty old. I mean, I'd be tempted to say that that's of medieval style, possibly early Tudor, something like that. I just wish I knew what it was. No idea. If anybody knows what that is, please, please, please comment below, because I would love to find out. But there you go, on a live dig as well. A nice little thing. Okay, so we just had another little target down here, and I have found this one, and lo and behold, it's another little coin. There we go, check that out. And I don't think this one is very old. I'd say this was very similar age to the half crown that we found earlier. But yeah, it's possibly a little halfpenny, something like that. Could be Victorian, could be Georgian. Pretty crusty though. This ground does not look after coins at all, so we'd be lucky to find anything in good condition from this sort of era. But just thought I'd show you that one. Another little coin. Let's crack on, see what else we can get. Okay guys, so I've just had some lunch. Stopped for about 20 minutes or so. I just thought I would show you this really cool lime kiln, which is just in behind the hedge of this field. So you have to forgive me because I am walking through a bit of a field of stinging nettles. Oh, without trying to get stung, but I did. Yeah, so look, that's the lime kiln. This one's quite interesting because it's one of the very few examples around here with this outer wall in place here. So they had like a semicircular wall around the actual opening and the parapet of the actual lime kiln itself. Many of them, these are now removed, this outer wall, but because of the location of this one, and as you can see, it's literally in the middle of nowhere, this one is still intact, which is quite cool. So let's go in and have a little look. There is a quarry quite close to here. In fact, there's a quarry just up over the top in behind there. So that's obviously where they were getting a lot of the local limestone from, and then manufacturing the lime in the kilns here. Most certainly used for agricultural purposes, I would imagine, most of this lime. Used to lay it all over the fields, as well as obviously for building materials and things like that. Really good view actually of the outer wall there. What's really nice about this one is nature is really taking hold of this one now. You can see over here that the roots of this tree are just now so much a part of this this outer wall that there's not much of the stone left really. Someone's obviously had a little fire here, and someone's put a deck chair here to obviously escape the rain. I don't fancy standing under or sitting under there though, to be honest. It's 19th century, this one. Most of them are 19th century. That's when they were mining the lime in vast quantities. But yeah, that's that. So I'm going to make my way out to the top. I've got to be careful at the top because I don't want to fall down the shaft, which is where they loaded it. Although it does look fairly chock-a-block. I think people have chucked stuff down there. So I'll head up there now and show you that, and I'll catch you at the top. Okay, so we just made our way up to the top, and we are now on the upper level. You can see the field in there, which is where we're detecting today. And yeah, you can actually see the loading chamber here. Just put my camera over the top. Don't want to drop it in. But that's obviously where they were loading it. somebody's built a fence there, but unfortunately the fence is no longer much good. So it's a good job not many people know about this one, because if you were to come in here at night, you probably wouldn't see that big drop down there, and that could very possibly be the end of you. So there we go, that's the top of it. I'll just show you where we were, down the bottom. There we go, down there. So yeah, this would have gone out of use, well, I would imagine the very early part of the 20th century. And you can see here where they were quarrying all of the stone. It was quite handy for them because they could quarry the stone, build the kilns right next to the quarries, and that obviously meant that they didn't have to cart too much stone around. And you can actually see here, okay, I've just got to be careful of where I'm standing because you just don't know with these sites, you do have to be very careful. You can see some of the stone here that they obviously have been quarrying out. But yeah, it's quite a cool little site. I can't see much point in metal detecting this because it's obviously in a little wood, so the build up and the vegetation on the ground is obviously going to be quite considerable, which means everything's just going to be buried. But there's a little path up here which I've just noticed, and it goes in and around to more of the quarry, which is quite cool, isn't it? I can honestly say I've never actually been around this bit before, but look at that. That's quite cool. That would be quite a nice little place to perch up there, although I wouldn't want to fall off. So yeah, that's pretty much it, and I think that's just the path in up there. So there you go. It's a little hermit's cave there. It's obviously some sort of creature's home, I would imagine, judging by the little track going up to it. So yeah, there we go. A little lime kiln site, quite close to where we're detecting. We'll make our way back down, and we'll do a bit more detecting. We've got a few hours left, and hopefully we'll come up with some good stuff. So I'll see you on the next one. Okay, so back out in the field, another little signal down here. I can't quite make my mind up about this one. I mean, there's definitely something there. It's definitely a digger. Just it's a little bit scratchy. I don't know. Can't make my mind up about it. But let's give it a dig and see what we get out. Another live dig. Never have any luck with live digs. Oh, there we go. So it has come out. Not in that bit, not in that bit. It's really come out. Just saying, it's on the floor somewhere. Oh, here we go. That's a little button. That's a tiny little button. So not too bad. I think it might even be a pewter button, to be honest with you, but it's completely blank. Not an awful lot on it. And that's the back of it with the shank. Let's go on to the next one. Okay guys, so we've got another target down here. Targets have been a little bit sparse recently, if I'm honest. There's not really an awful lot coming up towards the bottom half of this field. But I did get a screaming target in this hole here. I dug it out, and this lead item here popped out of the ground. Now I'm pretty sure I know what this is, but I just want to clean it up a little bit because that might confirm my suspicions as to what this might be. So I'll just give it a quick rub on here. Not advisable to rub lead on your clothes, by the way, especially when it's been in the ground and it's white like that, because the white stuff is actually the toxic oxidation of the lead surface coming through, so you don't really want to breathe it in and you don't want to swallow it, that's for sure. But here it is. So that's the item that's just come out, and as you can see it's round, flat on the bottom, flat on the top. Now I think that's a weight of some description. Could be a trade weight, could be anything really, but I've seen these before and I'm pretty sure they're lead weights. So certainly reminiscent of the manufacturing and agricultural history of the field that we're in. So there you go, there's a little weight, not too bad. We'll crack on, see what else comes up. Probably got about an hour left, so we'll push on. There's got to be some more stuff in here, but yeah, lead weight. Okay, so we've got a nice little live target for you here, guys. Coming in at a sort of 79, 83, nice high pitched little tone, pretty consistent from most angles. So let's just try and identify it. Probably about there. Let's give it a dig, see what we've got. Would be nice to get something. It's been a little while, especially on camera. Let's just tip this bit over. Yep, so it's saying it's in this bit, so we'll just break it up a little bit and see what we get. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done a video. I have been out a couple of times, not as much as what I would like to, but haven't really recorded anything because they've been sort of very spare of the moment things, really. Where has this gone? Okay, this one has completely disappeared. No. So strange. It's got to be in the hole somewhere. Let's take all this out again and search that. Right, there we go. So it's saying it's down here somewhere, but why it didn't pick it up when it was in the hole, I don't know. Ah, here we go. That's why. It's a nail. Check it out. It's just an old nail. Oh well, got me excited. Okay guys, so just had another signal down here. It was quite a strange one. It was a double bleeper, that's for sure. I've dug them out and I was quite surprised to see two coins, and they were literally almost lying next to each other, which is almost unheard of in a ploughed field, if I'm honest with you, because this field has been ploughed on rotation for a very, very long time. So how these two coins stayed together is beyond me. But at the moment I can't really tell what they are, although I would suggest they're from the same period. Obviously as they're together that would make sense. I think this is a 1p, or 1 penny, so a 20th century 1 penny, and this is certainly the shape and size of a halfpenny. So chances are we have probably got a penny and a halfpenny that were dropped together at some stage, and yeah, just been retrieved in one hole. So that's quite cool. Not old, but 2 coins is better than nothing. So let's push on. Got about 20 minutes left and hopefully we'll get something good out of it. See you in a bit. Okay, so I just thought I'd quickly show you guys before we wrap up for the end of the day the sort of settings that I've landed on in this particular field. I have made a few tweaks as I'm going, but I'm pretty happy with how it's set up at the moment. It seems to be really quiet, really stable, definitely telling me if it's iron and coke and those sorts of things, but also just completely pinging out the good stuff, so you know, the coins and the buckles and stuff like that, and at pretty good depths too, considering this field has got a relatively fair amount of growth on it, and also it's got quite a lot of the wastage from the crop still lying on the top. The depth I'm getting is pretty good. So sensitivity's at 94, TX power's on 2, and then I've got the frequency at 12 kilohertz, iron volume on 3, reactivity on 2.5 with the silencer on 2, audio response is on 3, and the discrimination I've got on 6.9 and 4 tones, and then I've got my different tone break segments in there as well. So yeah, just been working pretty well, so I thought I'd show you guys what I am using, and as I said, I've got about 20 minutes left. Let's go and see if we can get anything else. Okay guys, so I think this is going to be our last target of the day. Just making my way back to the bag, and we've got a nice clean low target. This is 40s, 46, 49, 48, low, but it's clean, so it's definitely worth a dig. Let's see what we've got. Chances are it's probably tin foil or something like that. So it's come out. So it's definitely in this top bit. Okay, I can see it in here. Literally, look how close to the top that is. This is the top, and this is where it is, whatever it is. So let's pick it out. Okay, so last find of the day is none other than a big old pewter button. Could have been anything, that, right? Could have been a nice big hammered on our last signal, but hey ho, it was a pewter button. Okay guys, so we've now finished our day's detecting and we are just heading off back to the car. So we've got about half an hour drive ahead of us really to get home, but it's been a nice day. We haven't really found an awful lot, but I've done this field to death really. I mean, there's always going to be stuff in here. It's a shame we didn't find any more Roman coins, because that's kind of why I've been waiting to get back in here really. But it's going to get ploughed up again soon, and that means that we can get in here and get on it just as it's been rolled, and you never know, some more bits might come up. So thanks very much for watching the video, and if you find my video interesting or even educational, give us a subscribe and even like the video, because there's going to be lots more videos coming soon, lots more different permissions, and hopefully some good stuff to find. Thanks very much guys, see you next time.